Good day, mate, and Bat's wishes from America from Bob Kane. To all my Bat fans over there in Australia.
It must be an amazing feeling for you that your character, more than 50 years later, is as big, if not bigger, than he ever was.
To tell you the truth, Darren, I am still a fan of Batman, and I am still amazed at the continued success and resurgences that I've had most of my life. And yes, I'm in awe of it. I just think I've built a Frankenstein monster. I wish Bob Kane was as famous as Batman.
Well, let's go back to when an 18-year-old high school kid from the Bronx.
18 years old.
Yeah. You drew Batman.
At 18, I was at DC Comics, and I was drawing fill-in comics. And at that time, Superman preceded Batman by 1 year in 1938. And the editor wanted me to create another superhero. And so I drew upon the Da Vinci influence at that time. And I also was influenced by a Douglas Fairbanks Sr. in the Mark of Zorro. The Mark of Zorro had the two identities. During the day, he was a board count. And there was a lot of oppression in Southern California by a dictatorship that time, the conquistador. And so at night, he donned a mask, and he wore a black cloak. And he came out of a cave on a black horse, and the horse's name was Tornado. And so years later, I kind of emulated in my own imagination, and I had a Batmobile that came out of a cave at Wayne Manor. So you see, I used the two major influences to get the Batman.
Am I right in saying that the Batman of today, in the highly successful movies, the Batman of today is more like the original Batman that you envisaged, because he's tough, he's strong, he's not like the comic strip character we saw in the end and the comic strip character we saw in the TV series?
The first incarnation, he was a vigilante, a loner, a mysterious character, and he was fighting on both sides of the law. The law was against him. And then we did two movie serials. Then in 1966, Batman had the first Batmania resurgence. At that time, it was literally a comic strip come to life on the screen.
Bob Kane, I went to the launch of the Batman TV series in Canada in 1966, and when we saw this hit the screen at this big launch and all that kapow, bam, pow stuff, yeah. I thought, they've destroyed Batman. What have they done to him?
You didn't like the comedic version, did you?
No.
I liked the original version where he was dark, mysterious, and that's what I wanted in the two movies, the one in 1989, and now the blockbuster Batman of Batman Returns in 1992. We've gone back to Batman's roots, and he's dark, mysterious, and the way I drew him at the beginning.
What do you want?
Ah, the direct approach. I admire that in a man with a mask.
You see, the first year, when I created Batman, he was without Robin. Robin somehow gives Batman a comedic touch. I guess it's the light costume and the punning between he and Batman. And so when we did the movie with Tim Burton, I was only praying and hoping. I said, Tim, please, let's not have the comedic version of the television series. And he assured me, no, we're going to go back to the roots, the way you created Batman from the beginning, and so he did. We have two dark, brooding movies, and I guess the fans like it this way because the box office has proven us right.
So you're not at all unhappy that Robin has vanished?
Oh, absolutely not. I love the serious version. I like the campy version, too. It's good for its period. That was the 60s, and camp was the rage at that time, and so forth. And so you have to update Batman according to the year, the era that we bring him back.
Well, as the ultimate expert on Batman, you can probably tell me now, were Batman and Robin on together? Were they a number?
No, I hardly think so. I never thought of them that way at all. It's just a man and a boy, and actually, it's like a father and son relationship. At 18, I didn't know from those things. My vision was pure, believe me.
I'm sure you've heard all the jokes, though.
Well, you hear jokes, of course. You know, what does Batman do the first thing in the morning? He goes to the bathroom. You know, all those cliches. But actually, we survive all that because we know that Batman is an all-heroic He-Man, and Robin is an all-heroic American boy, and they have just a father-son relationship.
Bob Kane, we'll take a break and we'll be back with the father of Batman. History. The inventors of characters in movies and in books, and also the inventors of games, they often end up getting ripped off, like the man who invented Scrabble and the Lone Ranger. Did you manage to keep some of the action in Batman? Well,
let's just say I have a piece of all the action into perpetuity, so I've done all right. I didn't do badly, and I didn't do as bad as the Lone Ranger and a few of the others. No, I did fine. I had a better lawyer, and I guess I made a better deal. I'm happy with my deal. So Batman and his Batcave and his Batmobile have made you a millionaire? Well, if Uncle Sam is listening in, I'm comfortable. He's not. I'm comfortable, and, you know, I could drive an Excalibur, I suppose, versus, say, Ford, and I'm enjoying it very much. Now, the merchandising. Yeah. When you first drew Batman, and he was called the Batman, 3 words then, you could never have dreamed that merchandising could hit $1 billion around the world after the release of the first movie, could you? Yes. That must just amaze you. Batman always amazes me. It's not a motion picture anymore. It's a phenomenon. It's an event. Everybody loves a hero, whether it's a sports hero, a comic book hero, or a movie hero, a movie star. And I attribute Batman's success to that escapism. Of course, the costume is awesome. And if you want to talk about costumes, why I think Batman has lasted so long, half a century, I believe that Halloween, everybody wants to get into a costume. Oddly enough, the dichotomy is that who would think a bat that's so awesome and that would scare the daylights out of any human being would become successful with a name like Batman. And yet the dichotomy works. It's going against the character. And so there's a lot of psychological undertones in it. We don't have the time to go into it. And a touch of Beauty and the Beast as well. Yes, Beauty and the Beast, exactly. And Catwoman is so marvelous in Batman Returns.
Meow.
Michelle Pfeiffer, she's the Beauty, the Beast, and this one is the Penguin. Danny DeVito's Penguin portrayal is like a Lon Chaney makeup job. He's horrendous.
I saw her first. Gotta fly.
One final question. Will there be, do you think, another Batman movie, seeing this one's been so successful?
All indications are that there will be a Batman 3. And there's talk about the Riddler perhaps next time, or Two-Face. So let's hope for the best, and I hope Batman does come back. And one day when I'm gone and I'm looking down from the Batcave in the sky, I'll probably see Batman number 35, and it'll still be going on and on and on. And you'll look down from the great Batcave in the sky, and you'll say something like, "Holy shamoly," and that'll be it. Oh, no, I'll say, "Holy residuals, send them up here to St. Peter." Bob Kane, thanks for your time. And congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, mate. Bye-bye. Good night. Bye-bye. That's the man who invented Batman, Bob Kane.